Road to Kona, welcome back everybody. Well, we're about 8 weeks out from the IRONMAN World Championship in Kona, Hawaii. First time that will have taken place since 2019 in that venue. It's that time of year where everybody who is going to be racing there, especially the top pros, are really starting to just lock into that training that they're going to need to do to have a great race in Kona. 8 weeks out. 2 weeks from now is going to be the Collins+Cup, which is kind of going to be like the last little hint of maybe how everybody's doing. Those who are preparing for Kona, who will be there, we might get a little more insight into some of their preparation. Are they racing well? Are they not racing well? Have they stepped up, or are they falling apart? Edmonton PTO race a couple weeks ago. That was an interesting race because that was also a foreshadowing to what might take place in Kona. Clearly, Gustav Iden is one of the most consistent guys out there. Christian Blumenfeld, very, very consistent, obviously, also in that race, except for he did have cramps in his quads toward the end of the run. To me, that's a sign that he's cooked himself a little bit. It might have been just something on the day that took place, but if you look at his season so far, he's had an incredible race season, but also in Edmonton, he struggled a little bit, having those quad cramps, having to slow down and stop on the run. Gustav going away with the victory there. A surprise for me in Edmonton was that Lionel+Sanders didn't do a little bit better. Canadian race, Canadian dude, pride, and he didn't have the race that I thought he would. So anyway, Collins+Cup will be interesting to see how Lionel races compared to what he did in Edmonton, and see if maybe it's looking like, okay, Kona is going to be a step up for him. Super interesting for me is going to be in the Collins+Cup is to see how the international women do, or sorry, excuse me, the European women do. Daniela+Ryf, she had an amazing race in May. Is she sustaining that? Is she still on track to then have a great race in Collins+Cup and then go to Kona and have an amazing race there once again? Anne+Haug, how is she going to race there? Laura+Philipp, who in Edmonton didn't really show what I thought she had to prove, didn't show what I thought her potential could be. Will she step it up in Collins+Cup? Is she just saying, hey, these are just stepping stones along with my training to get me ready for Kona in October? Super, super interesting stuff. The one question mark that is still standing out there is, what about Jan+Frodeno? He's completed one race, as far as I can tally, since 2019, when he crushed in Kona. He had an amazing race at Collins+Cup last year. Okay, spoiler alert. It just broke yesterday, the news that Jan+Frodeno is out of Kona this year. He's had some issues with his hip. There's some infection in there. It sounds like he's going to need a couple of surgeries to actually get that completely resolved. So he is pulling the plug on Kona 2022. He's saying he's going to come back next year in 2023, that this will be his final year in the next season. The unfortunate thing about this, obviously, is that, first of all, that he's injured and that he can't race. Obviously, you know, the reigning Kona champion, it would be great to have him back in there. But also, Gustav Iden, Christian Blumenfeld, next year they're going to be focusing on trying to qualify for Paris, so they probably won't be in Kona. So we will probably never see that matchup between the two Norwegians and this incredible German athlete Jan+Frodeno at the Ironman World Championship in Hawaii. That's the way the sport goes. Injuries can get in the way. Another guy who's had injuries, Alistair Brownlee. I doubt he's even going to start in Kona, right? Unfortunate, but that's the way that's looking. So anyway, Road to Kona, this is that time of year where there's just those last little questions that are being put in place, like how are these pros, these stars, gonna pull it together? Are they pulling it together? Are they on track? Is their trajectory going to get them to that race in October in prime condition, prime shape to have the best race of their lives? Women's race on Thursday, men's race on Saturday. It's super exciting. I'm going to be watching the Collins+Cup to see how that pans out. And after that, it's all guessing game until October. Road to Kona, Mark Allen. Stay tuned. So much more to talk about as we go forward.